Hello Flosstube, good morning. I have returned with my Monday video and I'm glad I still have a voice to film it because I just returned from my first ever retreat yesterday evening. So I will definitely get into that in this video. But first of all, welcome or welcome back if you are a returning viewer. I'm known as Sen Online and this is my little place on YouTube for everything cross stitch. So I do weekly, monthly recaps of what I stitched over the week. Sometimes it's a bit more, sometimes a bit less. Sometimes I include some other topics, like I will this week. So if you see this is a longer one, do not be scared. A part of it will be just a cross stitch recap, and I am planning on add some, well, a little bit of my own recap of the retreat and everything that I brought with me from there afterwards in the video. So if this is an hour long, there's maybe like 20 minutes of cross stitch, so if that's all that you're interested in, that's perfectly fine as well. As always, if you like what you see, I would be very happy and very thankful if you hit the little like button, maybe give me a subscribe if you want to come back next week. And well, without further ado and preemptive waffling, let's see what I worked last week. Like, most plans were off the table that I made last week, and this week I'm not doing any more plans, I think, at least not for this week, and then I probably will rethink how I'm gonna work on stuff. But for now, let me show you the stitching. It is quite a bit, and yeah, let's see what I worked on. Off to my desk we go. So, and as always, these will not be in any particular order. I will just pull them out and show them in whatever order I pull them from my desk. And throw around flosses. Bear with me, please. The chaos is always here. So, first I worked on, or one that I worked on, for my Miles the Manor game is, let me unwrap it. This is a bit like presents, isn't it? Is Winter Woods, and I worked in the top rows because if you've been following, you know that I've switched a little bit to doing like more of a typewriter row by row thing than like cross country or whatever weird shenanigans I've been doing before. Something else about this, I also did change it from full cross to 10 stitch while working, so you can still see some of them. Some of the stitches are full cross, and then there's some 10 stitches scattered in there that I already did moving on, but like in this already stitched part you cannot see a difference. I think this is also on the 28 count, 2/1. Now that I changed it to 10, I put, I think, pretty much exactly 500 stitches in it. So I still have, let me get my list because that was earlier in the week, 220 to go for this round of Miles the Manor before I can move back into my hallway, pull out my coffee dragon again, and then see which room I'm gonna go next. So this is this one. Let me show you what it will look like finished. This is the finished version. I do not know who this artwork was originally by. This is a watercolor artwork that I had back when I was still making patterns from licensed artworks. I have not done that like for a long time, ever since like it got so hard to figure out which one were real and which one were I with the licensing website that I worked. So now I'm just doing my own work, and I will probably like say a word or two about that afterwards. So this is not available anywhere, I'm sorry if you like it. So let's put that away and grab the next one I worked on. So this will be pulled out again this week to finish the stitches all around. Next I worked on, I guess not next because no particular order, but I also worked on my model of Acorn Catcher a little bit, and this is almost done. bow means it should already be done. As you can see, it's just this part of the mandala missing. And I don't know how many stitches did I give this one. Not many, 127. But this is a tiny 1/1 full cross on also a 28 count, I believe. So it's not a fast project, so not very slow either. But 1 or 2 more days of proper work on this and it should be done. And then this will have a proper model. But for now, it will go back to its resting place. Next one I worked on is one of my newer ones. This is still in the hoop, I believe. And so let me see where we're at with this one. This is where it got. Like always, you can see the before and after. I'm still missing like quite a few colors for this one. So there will probably be a lot of empty spaces left in wherever in it, whenever I work on it. But I really enjoy stitching on this because this is one of my newer like things where I started to stitch 1/1 tent on 32 count. I do not know if this is a 32 count because this is a fabric I got off a D-stash on eBay, but it feels like the same count. Like it does look and feel like a 32 count to me. Is it really? I don't know. I think I got like one of those count checkers in the goodie box from the retreat, so maybe I should try that out soon and then see what count, what fabric of that I'm using is. This particular image, I did print it this time because I didn't have it last time. And this is what it looks like. It's a very bad printout, so please don't come at me. For those of you that are new following me, this is an AI image. So I do not design or sell or shard or anything AI images, and I do tend to stay away from purchasing patterns made with AI images, but sometimes I like them. And since I know how to chart, I tend to then just chart them for myself. Only for full coverages though. And do I ever finish them? I don't know. I just stitch them for fun. And I'm like, if I strongly believe in giving my money, and I think people should give their money to proper artists and designers. So I do not buy these and I do not sell them. But if you like and want to like stitch any of the AI images that are the charts that I show in my Flosstubes whenever I work on them, just send me an email and I will give them to you. I will gladly share them for free. I made them for my own enjoyment. And since AI does not have copyright, I can just distribute them so you can spend your money on patterns made by genuine designers and artists. You're welcome. And if you don't like AI, and if you're one of the people, which perfectly valid, say if I see someone stitching AI, I don't want to follow them, that is perfectly fine with me. So you do you, I will do me. But I never use AI in my own designs. They are all hand designed from scratch, and those that are full coverage in my shop, I draw them. Like I've been an artist for over 20 years, much longer than I have been a cross stitch designer. So AI did not exist back then. The artworks that I charted were made before that, like my own ones. That's my small little tangent. Discussions have been had so many times about it, and everybody has their own view on it. I'm not here to like police anybody about their view on things. And I do have a cat here that just appeared. Let me say hi. There he is. And then we will continue with the next one. Let me pause for a moment. And I also know some might think it's a good idea to like hand out just real quick AI charts for free or something for those that do like them. But some might also think, and I've thought about that argument before, that yeah, if you give out like AI charts for free, then who needs to actually buy charts? So that will also take money away from genuine designers. But like I said, I'm an artist myself, And I still have people that want to buy my genuine art. And there's always going to be people that prefer real artists. And there's always going to be people that want cheap AI things. And then there's people that want both. So that's not going to change. The important thing is that people know what they're getting. That's what I believe in. If you work with AI, tell people it's AI. And a lot of people don't. And that's where I have my main issue. Anyway, no more rambling about that. Let's get back to stitching. I also worked on my mermaid. This is, as you can see, she is coming along nicely. I did get quite a bit done on her at the retreat before I got into something else that I will show you at the end of my stitching part, because leaving the best for last, right? Not that she isn't one of my favorite designs so far as well. I think she's gorgeous. She's so cute. But with the before and after, you can see like I finished her hair. So that part it's completely done. And all I have left to do is her tail. And with the way this looks now, you can now see like the shape of her tail, where it's coming. And like it will just go around here, like doing a little, like the curve. Oh my god, my English is like, here's the white, the outline will just go along it and then go here into the tail. So it does not look like an unformed blob anymore. So there's like still a lot of purple stitching, but she's like at 80%. So maybe she will be done this week. Very likely, actually, if I stick to my at least doing 200 stitches on it. Hey, Seto, stop scratching the couch. My cat always wants attention when I film. If you're returning, you know, every time I start talking to the camera, he thinks I'm talking to him. So, but yeah, that's the mermaid. Hopefully gonna be finished this week, so you can see her in all her glory. She will be coming to my Patreon in May for Mermaid. So if you want to stitch her, you can sign up on my Patreon for free. The link is in the description below. And whenever I bring out a pattern that you want to have, you can pledge. It's €4 a month. So you can just pledge for 1 month and then cancel your subscription until there's something else that you like if you've never used Patreon before. Or you can just wait for like half a year, and then she will be available on my Etsy, whichever you prefer. So that is the mermaid. There is one more I worked on before I show you the new start, restart. So another one that I worked on, this was the wheel spin of last week, is the, what did I call it? The Crystal Keeper. So let me, wow, it's hiding in here. Here we are. Let me fold this so you can see the part where I actually worked on a little better. This is where it's at compared to before. I just did a lot of black filling in the background to get some stitches in. I think it got a little over 1,000 stitches this week, which is good because this is a larger. Let me show you what it will look like finished. This is it. And like the mushroom forest, this is not available anywhere. It is an AI image. Or like not available anywhere online. If you want it, send me an email. I will get it to you for free. This is where this one is at. Let me fold it back up and then I will show you. And if you think by now, wow, this lady has a thing with dragons. Yes, I do. If there's a dragon on it, I probably want it. There are exceptions, obviously. I'm very picky with what I like, so I don't like every dragon chart out there. But mostly, I think if it has a dragon and I can afford it, I will want it. Now, my restart new thing. let's get this one with the bag. So now you get to see like one of my purchases from Retreat. No, multiple of my purchases from Retreat. Need to take the camera further out. Wow. Sorry for the shaking. I hope I'm not giving you like motion sickness or anything. I need to figure out how to put this on properly. You would think I've been doing Flosstube for 3 years. By now I should know how to properly film. I do not. So if you know what this is already, you're an OG. Like, you've been here for a while. For everyone else, just showcasing this beautiful bag first. This is the first project bag I ever bought, actually. I did make some myself, but this one I purchased at the retreat. It's from Frog and Fudge, and I will try to link everything and everybody down below that I will mention, which might be a lot today. So, but I was originally thinking about getting a different one, but then Diana pointed out to me, like, this had cats on it, and I was like, I already was looking at it for the flowers because they are purple, and but I could only choose one bag, and there was one with strawberries, which I also love, and so I grabbed that one. This one was hiding a little bit, but then I saw the cats, and I was like, no, I need this one. But for now, we're here for stitching, right? So I did restart Bloodlines, and this obviously does not have a printout on it yet because I restarted it at the retreat. So I will put a picture of what it looks like finished here, probably. So this is one of my own designs. This is my favorite so far of my own designs because it is very special to my heart. It is inspired by like many of my patterns by a Dungeons and Dragons game that I'm still playing. That's been ongoing for, well, in summer it will be 2 years. And if you want to hear a story about it, maybe I will do like an extra excerpt somewhere. I'll put it in the description of this picture when like this project. It is available on my Etsy shop. But when I first started stitching the model for it, I liked it, but the more I worked on it, the more like unsatisfied I became, because I did not like the way the colors did not really pop on the fabric that I dyed for it, because it was not a really dark gray, and I charted this on black with 2 colors. Like, it's just a green and a gold if you have not seen this before. So I stopped working on it, and then I was like, I could restart it at a retreat, because I talked about it quite a lot with some people since it is my favorite. And then I got this fabric. This is from XJU Designs, which you're probably familiar with. Like, most people know who she is. But I got this. This is an even weave, and I have the card of it somewhere with the others, so I will this is half of the fabric, of like half of it that I bought. It is a 32 count, so this comes up as a 16, as I'm doing a 2/2 full cross. And then I bought a yellow and a green of her hand-dyed DMCs, and I made the mistake to choose the same shade of colors that I did with the start that I did at home, and they are very light colors, so obviously I did not get the pop of color that I wanted with them. So I went back to her table and I purchased another set of yellow and green, and the yellow was great. I really liked it for this. I mean, I like all of them just for this particular pattern, so just that we don't get each other wrong here. The green was too dark, however, for this particular fabric, at least from in my perspective. It got lost a little bit. I will definitely find another use for it. It's beautiful, and I will show you later in my retreat haul. And then I went back another time and then I got these 2 flosses, and these are silks. This is the first ever time that I'm working with silks, but I think like this, especially since it's my favorite, is absolutely worth it. So there are this is 2 colors of silk. This is emerald, and I think the other one, let me grab them. They are in the bag here with it. This is emerald and dark autumn gold, I think. So, and I got 2 of these because I'm a little worried I will run out since I'm not a thread chicken. And the chart on 14 count needs a little bit more than 1 skein for the green. This is 16, so I should be fine, but I'm not taking any chances with this one. So this is where this is at. And I obviously was a bit further with the original start. Oh, that's fine. I'll get back to it when I get back to it. But this is all that I worked on over the week. So this is all my stitching. And if you're just here for the stitching, thank you so much for watching. And you will get to see more stitching next week. So if you enjoy seeing what I'm working on, like I said before, please feel free to leave me a follow and hit the little like button. If you want to see and hear like about my retreat experience, you are very welcome to stay, because I will just move back around and then we can have a little chat about it. How's that? So I am back with well, where was I? Right, retreat. So I don't want to waffle for too long. I do have a lot to say and I don't have a lot to say because I don't know what to say. I'm honestly still quite floored about the entire experience. Like I said earlier, I've never been at a retreat before, so I had no idea what to expect. It was absolutely lovely. It was a fantastic weekend. Thankfully, we did not have too far of a way to go. Like the StitchInn Retreat was in Arnhem in the Netherlands, and we live in West Germany. So for us, it was a 1.5 to 1 3/4 drive across the border. So under 2 hours, which is perfectly fine. We went there by car. I traveled together with Murat. If you're like a long-time viewer, you've seen him on the channel, I think once or twice before, like way back when, 2 years ago. So we traveled together. Originally, he was planning to just stay at the hotel and have a look around the area and go to the city, but we did manage to get a last-minute ticket for him as well. Because he stitches, well, not as much as I do. So he was a little on the fence originally with the if it were for him, the admin fee and everything. But in the end, we could go together, which was great because I obviously didn't know anyone there, since I'm not the most social, so I don't have many stitchy friends, and I think like I'm one of those that probably I'd say didn't make many or any. And if you're like, what, please don't feel offended. I am always like a little bit more shy to call someone that I just met once a friend, not because I don't want to, but because I'm never sure, like people, like different people have different views of who they would call a friend or an acquaintance. And I've had that situation in other communities where like, yeah, we just met and talked twice. We're not exactly friends. Like we get along, we're acquaintances or whatever. But I mean, I obviously would like to call more people my stitchy friends. So, but I also did not talk to, I think I talked to a lot of people, but not really in detail, because I don't, well, if you like here, if you're one of my new followers from the retreat, hello, first of all. I'm so happy to have you here. But, and I know I might not come off as it because I'm very chatty and I'm very talkative and I can seem super extroverted, but I am also a little bit socially awkward. So I do love to chat when people approach me. I do have a bit more trouble approaching people myself. So, like I said, probably doesn't seem like it, but but I do, and I have a hard time memorizing people. Like especially if it's just over a short time. So I probably know all of your faces of those that I really talk to, like more than once in passing. I will have trouble like putting your name to your face, if that makes sense. Just putting this out here so nobody feels offended if I'm like, I don't remember who you were, like when did we talk, what when did we talk about, but I really want to. So yeah, if we chatted, and if you also have a Flosstube, that would obviously make it a lot easier. But this was just like my little rambling about making friends at a retreat. Like we said, mostly to ourselves, like I usually do, but it was still like very lovely, and everybody was so kind, and the chats that I did have, I really appreciated. But like in terms of how like interacting with people and everything, I'm probably still a little bit yeah, we spent a lovely weekend together, but anyway, I don't know how to properly word it, so I just leave it at there. Everybody was lovely, and I really enjoyed every chat that I had. There was like nothing where I was like, oh, it's a little bit weird or something. No, not at all. So my only mini gripes are probably with the hotel itself. Wow, there goes my voice. Let's hope it holds. But yeah, that's my only gripe, that I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I would want to stay there again for the price that we paid for it. If there is another StitchInn Retreat next year and we decide to go again and get a place, then we might look for an Airbnb instead, which is fine. And yeah, we did stay until midnight on Saturday, and we stayed fairly long on Sunday. We weren't the last to leave because of the 2-hour drive. I think we were like out at 4-ish. I think we left around shortly after 4, and I think like the cutoff was 5. What surprised me and amazed me the most is how well received my work was. I had a small table because I also applied as a vendor. I thought like might be a good idea to, well, it was partially my idea and partially Dobbie put me to it. So she was like, go apply as a vendor, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think anybody would buy anything from me, but I can try. Thank you, my lovely friend, for making me do it, and thanks all of you lovely people for giving me such a good reception. I was absolutely floored. I did not expect for anybody to buy anything, and the amount of love that my work got and the amount of things that you took home with you is just genuinely blown me away. So thank you. You also made me able to purchase a lot, obviously, because I had to spend a little bit of money that I would otherwise not have been able to. And I'm getting a bit emotional. It was amazing, and now I have to restock my needle miters, which will take some time. So if you wanted to get some and they were sold out, I apologize. They will come back to my Etsy, and since I have the get the bases, the wooden bases manufactured, and my manufacturer is in China, that will take like a couple of weeks, but I will get them remade. I will remake them. I will get the bases printed, and then I will remake them, and then they will be available again. I have some left, but the most popular ones are gone, which is to be expected, I suppose. My designs also surprised me. Like, I didn't get to print a lot because if I do print it, I hadn't done printed patterns before. I do have everything as PDF on my Etsy, like both regular PDF, color and black and white, and a pattern keeper version. So I was like, I could print them. The only thing that I had printed prior to that were kids, and I brought some of them. I don't think I sold a single one of those, but they are more like for, which wasn't overtly surprising to me, because they are mainly like more for people getting into cross stitch, or like they are small, so more for beginners. So most people probably have everything they want for them, or want different fabric. Or just their own flosses. But I did sell a lot of printed patterns that genuinely surprised me in which ones got sold. Some of the ones that nobody ever looked at on my Etsy. So it's like, oh, these are the most popular ones now. Yeah, but that's like a lot of me talking about my shop. So let's not get too overly into that. And there goes my, I'm so bad at marketing myself. I should talk about an hour about it, but I always like mention it in between in my Flosstubes. So if you new following me, I think it's mainly people that were at the retreat. So hello again. If you have a Flosstube as well, I know a lot of you are now posting in the Instagram group, and I will follow all of you that I am not following already. But you can also like leave me your link down in the comments, and I will definitely look at them. I don't mind if you like self-advertise your Flosstube in the comments, because I do want to follow you. Give me your links. Bring them here. But yeah, now let's get to what I purchased. Which for some it might not be much, for me it's a lot, and all of the freebies. There are so many freebies. People were so generous with what they put on the freebie table, and I was always feeling bad about taking something because I'm like, but what if somebody else wants it? But let me show you the box. I've put everything in a box. This is the box. All of this, and I'll get through it. So if this does not interest you, I don't know how long it will take. I will try to keep it brief, because the video is already gonna be long as is. Let's start with the first thing I bought. No, I already I already showed you something in the cross stitch section. I'll just pull it up again because it belongs here. This beautiful project bag from the lovely Diane from Frog and Fudge. Oh my god, my words. Look at the kitties. And in the back, the fabric I restarted Bloodlines on, and the beautiful silks, which I also showed you. They are now somewhere down below it, so I'm not gonna pull them out again, but you saw them earlier. But the first thing I actually got very early on Saturday, and you probably know this already, is this. This is from Iris. I don't know how you spell your name yourself. From Needlelock Designs. She's like way more popular than me. So like me talking about her is like, you probably already know her. But if you don't, you should. She's amazing. And it was such a delight meeting her and chatting with her. So, well, I doubt you're ever gonna watch this. Iris, I don't know if you're even on Flosstube, but if you are, thank you for everything. I hope we can meet again one day. And I will definitely stitch a lot of things in your book. This is such a lovely book. And I'm not gonna do a flip through of it, because I would have to see where the patterns are and where they aren't and everything. So I don't show them. But let's see, I definitely need to, let me show you one or two things. I definitely need to stitch this one. And you're like, yeah, of course you do, it's a dragon. So yeah, that's one. There was, I think there's two more. Well, these are definitely way up on the list of new starts for the future. This one, And I am fairly sure there was another one in here. I mean, they're all amazing, and I will probably, if I ever have the time and if I live enough years, need to stitch all of them. But I might be mistaken that there's a third dragon in here, because I have another one from her that I got separately. I mean, yeah, it's not in here, but there's like a lot of things in here that I absolutely want to stitch. So this was my first purchase, and it is a signed one. So I will treasure this. I'm just waiting for to like sort through everything. And then I have 2 more of her patterns. I got these for me, so I did not buy them myself, but they're in my haul because these are mine. And I'm not gonna stitch them as bookmarks when I do them. I think I want to stitch them on the black Ada and put them in a frame, and then put them on my Dungeons and Dragons wall, where there would be lovely additions, I'm sure. I have 1 more from her, but that will be later in the box, because that was something we traded. Then, oh, sorry, I had to pause for a moment. Let's see if I remember where I were. Okay, next I have a ton of fabric. So let me show you this one first. This is like the cut off the other half of the one I showed earlier in my stitchy section. This is, yeah, 32 count Murano even weave from XJU Designs. It's dark soil. So this is the second half of the piece that I restarted Bloodlines on. Let's see, what else do I have from her? These are, and sorry if the crinkling annoys you, I'm really sorry, but a lot of these are packed in little like cello bags, and I don't want to pull them out. I got a lot more fabric from XJU Designs, and if you're like, oh my god, these are small pieces. Like, these are, I think they are cut-offs, and they were like 3 pieces for €1. So obviously I got a lot of them. I don't think they are very large. I'm fairly sure I pulled open one of them. Let's just do the pink one. So these are for, you see, they are already small. They are for smalls, and all of these are Ada. They're either 16 or 18 count, so you can't put like too large of a piece on there, which is perfectly fine. If you know me, you know I do a lot of small things. Like, most of my designs are fairly small. Some of them would fit on a fabric of this size, so I will probably use at least some of them for future designs. Let me just quickly get through all of these. This is witchy pink, and I wanted to have some of these bold ones. I don't know if I will ever use them and for what, but since I'm trying to get a little bit bolder with my designs and color choices, this is Cocoa Power, I think is what it said. Lamb's wool. So there's some neutrals and some more colorful ones. Fallen Leaves. And I'm not saying if they're 16 or 18 count, it's either or. Peacock Blue. Frozen Lavender. Oil Green. Light, and I cannot read this. If you, my eyes are squinting. I can't read this, but it's a green. Dark Soil. Midnight Blue. morning coffee. The best and the most needed. I think this is Grandma's slip. Little bunny. This is Elixir. I think it's also fairly popular. Same as Witch's Brew. I've seen these on Flosstube a lot for Halloween projects. There's one more little bunny. And they had an entire trunk full of it, so it's not like me snatching all of them. There were so many more. Dark soil again. Old sheep, I think is what this says. Baby boy. Spilled coffee. Very accurate. Marbled bunny, I think. Jack-o'-lantern. Dark mountain. My little dove. And all of these are beautiful, and I will definitely use them for something. Other than that, I got two like larger pieces of fabric, and I brought a card with me so I do not forget who these are by, because they are not, it's not written on the cards that come with them. So these next two are by Creative Hannelore. She's on Etsy, if I remember correctly. She is a German fabric dyer. This is her Etsy. And the pieces that I got from her are a 16 count Ada. This is sage dark green. There's a little bit of a glare, I think, but I don't want to pull it out of its back. And a 25 count Lugana pearl gray. And I do have an idea for this one in particular. Let me hold it like this so the glare isn't too bad. I got a design idea that I've had for a while that I need to get to eventually, and I will. Other than that, there will be more fabric, but that will be in the freebie section. More things that I did purchase. And this is, I think, the final purchase that I made. Is more floss. So like I said, in the stitchy part, I got more sets of floss, like 2 other sets of floss to try my restart of bloodlines. This was the first one. So these are also all from Extra U Designs. This is Old Moss and Sunshine. They are hand-dyed cotton. I think she uses it's a DMC base. Like so. That should work. As you can see, it's a very light yellow and a very light green. I didn't try this green, but the yellow was already too light. So I got myself a second set. Which is Spicy Carrot and Hunter's Shoe. And the Spicy Carrot was great. The Hunter's Shoe was too dark on the gray. At least for me personally. But these are both lovely, and I will definitely use them for something. And then I stuck with the silks. My first ever silks. For one of my favorite projects. And then I just got a couple more of their flosses. Like the DMC based ones. Oh, just let me show them to you. I have Hydrangea. And these are just for my stash. I have nothing particular in mind for them. I just found them extremely beautiful and I wanted to have them, and I will definitely do something with them. This is Coral Reef. Excuse me. Marishka's red. And this is stunning. I'm not usually a red person, but like not anymore. I used to. Look at what I'm saying. But I used to be a lot more of a red person. Now I'm more like greens and purples. Dried leaves. So you will see a lot of green and purple in this. Halloween fun. And I'm not the biggest Halloween person. I just love the combination of purple, yellow and green. So I will probably find something for this as well. Maybe design a mandala with it. Eventually. Merry green. And green peas. So I do believe that's all my purchases. And now we have like still half of the box to go. And all those are either from the freebie table or the goodie bag or there was a raffle. So, or gifts from other lovely stitchers that shared a lot of their wonderful things with us. So there is this one. I'm not sure if it's just like a counter or if you could actually use this to like figure out what count your fabric is, because I think you can, but these are like centimeters, I think, not inches. So, and I will have to translate these for me because these are in Dutch. I do not speak Dutch. I'm German. Somebody gave out little hand lotions. It is cocoa butter, beeswax, and coconut oil. Okay, I haven't opened it yet. And we have some of these little things. And this one, which is on point. I think it's very cute. I need to put it on something. Somebody gave out like these cute little happy face paper clips. Then from the freebie table, more fountains for me. It's a needle minder. And very accurately, a dragon. Let me get a sip of coffee. I think this was in the goodie bag. Very important. Always remember. Then, like, I don't most of it was in the goodie bag that I have up here now, like the small things, but not all of them. I think this was in the goodie bag as well. A thread card. A needle minder. A floss drop. These are from Sodi Day. I think she has an online shop. Then there is, this is another floss drop. I'm not sure who made these. If you made these, put in a comment, let me know. And then I also got this one. What if any of these are from you, please let me know in the comments, because I really do not remember who gave out what. I chose the one that had purple. So, also from the goodie bag is this little kit here. It's like a little pot that comes with a cushion. The pot is magnetic, so you can, and it has linen in here. Muka did do something with it, so he stitched a little frog on it and finished his like little box. So you can technically make a pin cushion on it and then glue it on this little box and then use it as, I don't know, needle minder, pin cushion, and put your orts in there. it is such a cute idea. And I will eventually do something with it, I hope. Now, all of these are kind of more or less ordered-ish. So some of this will be from the freebie table and some of it will be from the goodie box. And if I remember, I will say what is from where. I might not. So patterns. There were like a lot of these booklets. Like I think all goodie boxes got, all goodie bags got one of these booklets. They are a bit older, about 20 years or so, I think. Some of them put theirs on the freebie table, so which is why I have more than one. Because I do like more classic designs sometimes. So I got these. And like I said, I like smalls a lot sometimes. I like all the things. I like the tiniest smalls all the way to the massive full coverages. I mainly got it for the butterflies though, but also for the fruits and the flowers. Okay, I got it for everything, of course. This one that someone put on the freebie table, I had to have it because I love these. Look at them. And I know these are classics, they're like 20 years old, but I love motifs like this. I do not know why I gravitate to them because they're so different from what I design myself, but I love them and I will love to stitch them. This one is a lot more smalls. This is a springy one. I do love, like, especially love these here, the water pumps and the watering cans. And there's a couple of windmills there. And there's also some little houses in here. So when I stitch what I want to stitch from these, I will probably pass these on in a giveaway. This one I got from the raffle. This is by Cottage Garden Samplings. I think they are American, so these are a lot more known in the US. And I think this was perfect. I was very happy about getting this. I'm probably not going to stitch the entire one, but I do want to stitch this pirate ship here. Or maybe this and this one. I'm not overly into the snowman, but this pirate ship I'm in love with. So that was great. Here's the other dragon. This one is also from Needle Designs. I got this in a trade that I did with her. She got my Bloodlines pattern, so we traded dragons basically. This is definitely one I want to stitch. And I know I have a mountain of patterns and I have a mountain of whips. Will I ever stitch all that I want to stitch? Probably not. But do I want to do it and do I plan to do it? Definitely. This is also off the freebie table. Just a small mushroom. Nothing fancy. Here's another one of my antique. It's not antique, but is it vintage? If it's 20 years old or over 20 years old, I think. Obsessions. This is Stony Creek, which I think is also quite popular and well known in the US. Friendship, Stat Keep. So it's more of these type of designs that I really like to look at. Have I ever stitched one of them? No, but I want to. Like, I would stitch all of these. Maybe I will change or remove the text in them, but the motifs themselves I absolutely love. And then there is another one of the booklets from the goodie bags that some people put on the freebie table. I put mine on the freebie table as well because it had cows. I mean, the patterns are all lovely in these booklets, but I will never stitch cows. Maybe someone else likes to stitch cows. I don't know. So I put mine on the freebie table as well and just exchanged it for another. But these are sailboats. I never learned to sail. I did sail, but I don't have a permit to do it on my own. Maybe I will eventually, one day. get back to it, but I love ships, especially sailboats of all sizes. So this one was a must-have. I do think this one was in the goodie bag as well, and I was thinking about putting it on the freebie table, but I think there were already 2 of them. I might have just forgotten. It's beautiful. It's not something I would stitch, so maybe I'm gonna put this in a giveaway in the future. Then there is another one of the booklets. This is kitchen towels, and I mean, I don't stitch like towels, like the bands on towels, but some of the motifs I really like also to just stitch and put them in a frame or make a little pillow or something, especially like the butterflies. But I also like these fruits in particular, maybe the fish, I don't know yet, but I really like this. Then there's some more fabric. Somebody just stashed a lot of Ada. I got one of the black ones. Like, this is an entire pack of pre-cut 14 count black Ada. And if you've been watching patiently while I go through this, this would probably be perfect to stitch the sword bookmarks on. So that's definitely a thing. Then also in the goodie bag was another pattern. I'm not gonna show you because it's just a pattern. It is a reproduction sampler from Sewdy Day, but there's like no picture on it. So like just a pattern, and I'm not sure if I should show the pattern. But there was also a beautiful floss with it. And the pattern needs more than one color, but this is definitely pretty. I will probably use this. Excuse me. And then I was lucky and got a pack of fabric and floss in the raffle, also from XJU Designs. But the fabric is way too small for him, so he gave that to me. So this is gray smoke, and this is a big piece. It's 46 count Swagard Bristol linen, so both like linen and the fabric count is like not something he would ever work on. I will, absolutely. So then also from the freebie table, some more pieces of Ada. This is just like a neutral, but it's big enough to maybe even put a small full coverage on it. So obviously I had to have it. I don't know what count it is, so I will have to figure that out. And same with this piece here. It's another big, it's just white. And like the most of these I grabbed late Sunday when because like this is a lot. It is. But most of it I grabbed late Sunday when first people were starting to leave and just they would have to take their stuff back home. So this one I got early on Saturday though, because I saw, I don't know, so this calls my name. Because this is such a beautiful purple. It is a linen though, so I'll see when I get to use it, but it's a big piece. So that was definitely a lucky grab for me. And then there were some kits. This was on the freebie table. And again, I love flower arrangements and all the likes. This is from RTO. And I hope I will get to work on it. Oops, don't throw it. Then there's this very small Riolis kit. It says not for sale, so I think it was probably was in a magazine at one point. That's like a little magazine extra, as I sometimes do. And then there is a peonies. This is also a smaller kit. Do not know. StitchInn. Okay, the StitchInn kit. I'm not familiar with the company. I've heard the name, obviously, but these are like, maybe they're US exclusive usually. I don't know. Never seen them anywhere personally. Then these were in the goodie bag, so everybody got one of these. This is also an entire kit. The pattern is by Snowflower Diaries, and it was kitted up by Exterior Designs, so it came with this really pretty pink fabric and white floss, and somebody stitched it at the retreat and finished it, so I did see the finished version of it, which was really pretty. So while I'm not usually a pink girl, I'll try it. And then there was another kit in the goodie box. This is also like, I think it's it's a retreat exclusive probably as well. This is by Vintage Tulip Designs, and it also came with fabric and floss from Exterior Designs. With a 32 count Zweigart Belfast linen. This is all cheap as well. And the floss colors. And then also in the goodie bag, but I did not keep it because that was one that I made myself. Let me see if where I put it. I'm gonna put it on pause for a moment. Okay, I found it because I put it with the other flyers and discount flyers and everything. So I made a discount flyer. I'm not going to show it to you because if you were there, you have it and you know the code. But I also did a tiny design. I'm going to hold it far enough away so you probably cannot read the pattern. If you can, then, well, this was what I put in the goodie boxes. So that is it. That's everything, and we've been here for over an hour. If you stuck with me for this long, thank you. Wow. I will see how long it actually is when I put all the segments together and do all the editing. But yeah, if you're watching this on Monday, I will probably take a little bit of a slow day today to refuel my batteries, so to speak, to look at everybody else's Flosstubes and Instagrams and everything, and hang out and chat a little bit more and just take a day off basically. And then tomorrow I'll get back into work. I will not make any plans for this week because I might just, maybe I'll just stick to maybe I'll just stitch on Bloodlines all week and the mermaid, because the mermaid needs to get done. I don't know yet. I will see. You will see next Monday what I actually did. So it might be a shorter video because I just worked on one project. Or maybe I will just jump like crazy like I always do and just do everything. Maybe I will start some things that I brought home with me. You will see. I don't know yet. No idea. No plans. Not for this week. We will make new plans next week. And until then, I will love you and leave you, and happy stitching, my friends. See you again soon. Bye.